It's a great way to get started with resin craft on a budget. Instant stash. So this is from Resin Mold Box. Please excuse the fact that there's all bits in here. This is out in the garden and one of the trees is molten, but let me show you what's in this box. They do this as a subscription, or you can buy individual boxes. That's entirely up to you. And you can buy the moulds individually as well. So this is what's in this box. We have a stacked vase. I like the look of that. We have a little apple that looks like it's going to be a house. We have another vase. We have a moon candle holder. We have a layered jewellery box, or you could use those all as little individual ones. Oh, look at the owls. Oh, lace tray and an eagle. Now, I'm not going to get a chance to make all of these in this video, but I sure as heck am going to do the owls and the little box. I think I'll do. Yeah. Come back to the rest later. Actually, I like that too. Okay, we're going to do 3. So let's have a look at the moulds. This is the bonus one, which is the eagle. It's quite a nice size. This is our little stacked jewellery box. All these tree bits are driving me mad. So I'm definitely going to do one of those. Let's put that to that side. This is that little stacked pot, I think. Yep, there, no, yep. Yes, it is. It's a little stacked pot, so we're going to do that. They also put in some little extras. And look at these. These are little acrylic butterflies. Aren't they gorgeous? So those will go in something. There's our moon. These will all pop up in other videos later. I'm sure they will. Just deciding what to do today. Right, there's the other vase. Is that the owl? I think that's the owl. Yay! And what's that? The other owl. And that's the little apple pot with the door in it and everything. And there's our tray. And there's half a tree. Right, I'm going to put these other ones back in this box. I'm going to tackle these. The owls I am going to do first. Just a reminder, I have got a discount code on Resin Mold Box. Whether you're doing the subscription or whether you're buying individual moulds or individual boxes. So I'll drop that down in the video description for you so you can have fun with that. So I'm going to try and replicate with the owls the effect they've shown on the leaflet. They always send this leaflet so you know what you're doing with some suggestions. It also tells you how much resin it needs. So clearly we've got some chameleon powders been used in these, and then the details have been put in with a gold marker, I would say. So let's try and do that. And while I've got the chameleon powders out, I fancy doing those little stones, this little pot. I fancy doing that in chameleon as well. Although I do think, hang on, is it satin finish? No, it's shiny. So we could do that with our chameleon pigment. Yeah, let's do it. I think it'll look very nice done with something like, you know, with an eco casting powder as well. But let's go chameleon for today. So, chameleon powders. These are the tiny turner ones, which means they're very, very high end to say the least. Now, probably the easiest way to do it is to turn your little mould inside out first of all. And these are fairly soft rubber, so that's quite easy. Here we go. I think I may have even picked the same colour that they've used. So I'm burnishing it onto the mould and I'll be back with you when they're both done. So as you can see, I knocked my pot over and it's gone everywhere. This one is an ethereal powder rather than just the chameleon. Some call it interference powder. And yeah, it's called dark matter. It's from the same range. Just clean my brush off a little bit. This one might be easier to turn inside out as well. Let's see if we can. Okay, I'm getting unnecessarily messy with this. So I think I'm going to do the moon as well. So there we go. So we've got inside all of these with our chameleon powders. This one is a chameleon and holographic. And yes, I have spilt it all over the place. I'm really annoyed with myself because this stuff is not cheap. And of course I do pay for this as well. Anyway, so that's the chameleon and holographic. That's this one, which is one of the special collaboration with Toon Fish Crafts. And these two I've done with Alchemy, which I think is the one that they've used in their picture. So, oh, and this one's dark matter, which is actually an ethereal pigment, which looks kind of mermaidy until you put black behind it, so you can have either effect you fancy. I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to get some black resin mixed up. So the resin I'm using is the, hang on, let me show you. There we go. the epoxy resin from Resin. You can see this bottle has been used and abused. I'm getting through this by the gallon at the moment. Wonderful stuff. And the pigment I put in is also a pigment paste, and it is from the Resin set. And the reason I've used a paste is because I want it to be a really good solid black, and a pigment paste will do that a lot more easily than a liquid dye or an alcohol ink or a mica or anything like that. Just mixing that up thoroughly, and then we're going to pour it in. And the reason we're going for black is that is how to really get your chameleon colours to pop. So let's start with the little guy, and when it's part filled like so, I'm going to just give his little ear feathers a squeeze, and that's because I can see that is somewhere where if there's going to be bubbles get trapped, that'll be there. The resin's pretty good as far as bubbles go. Most nice resins are, aren't they? Oops. But those are just awkward little corners in a mould, and a lot of moulds have those. So it's always worth, whatever resin you're using, give it a little squeeze. Oops, forgot to squeeze his ears. I think with this one it won't be such a problem because he's bigger anyway. There we are. Oh, I'm making such a mess. Okay, I'm going to get some more resin, and I'm just going to fill up the other two, and then I will see you for the demould, and then we'll do all those details that they showed in their picture so we can see if they really do look like that. So I've just opened a new batch of the resin. This is a smaller set. I love how they do these. If you order their sets of resin, you get all the gubbins you need with them. Look at that, it's that lovely little starter set. So this is the 1 litre set because there's 500 millilitres in each, 1 ounce. Actually really nice sized bottles to handle as well, which is good. They send you a load of pots, stirrers, little pots. Actually we'll use one of those now. Mica as well, nice little selection of mica powder colours. There we are. You can see there's bubbles coming up. They'll sort themselves out. Hopefully we shouldn't get any bubbles into the edges of these because we are we've given them a little squeeze when it's gone down into the awkward corners. The top of the moon's going to be the most awkward one. But these bubbles will all disperse because it's the type of resin that it is. It's just a good resin. So I'm going to have a clear up. We'll see if the demould. We'll put those details in, the little final details that I wanted to, like the owl's eyes, and little stars on the moon and things like that. We have got our magic pour. And it's a 3 parts water to 10 parts powder. Comes in a really useful bucket as well. I've got some colour from Homeware Designs, and you know me, yep, it's purple. And got a little mould. Let's get this out of the bag and see what it looks like. What surprised me is it's bigger than I thought it would be. I mean, I could see how big it was in the bag, but you know, it's just bigger than I thought it would be on the information about it. So let's have a go. I'm seeing that it's not excessively thick at the sides, so it shouldn't use a hideous amount of a magic pour. Of course you could do it with resin as well. I just fancied doing this with magic pour for a change. Magic pours from Resin, by the way. I've got a discount code on this as well while I'm thinking about it for you. I'm going to put it down on the floor now. Probably going to need to make 2 or 3 batches up, but let's just put it out of the way for now so I can mix one lot and show you what I'm doing, and then I'll just keep topping it up doing the same. So a bit of water. Like I said, it's 10 parts powder to 3 parts water, but I've kind of got my eye in with this. So I'm a bit of a terror for not measuring it. You should, of course, but you might find you get confident and start just sort of eyeballing it as time goes on. Now I'm going to I'm making this just a little bit thicker because I would very much like this to marble properly. There we go, that should be enough to do the whole thing, shouldn't it? Nice thing about Magic Pour is it is brilliantly white as well, as you can see. Now I am mixing this up a little bit thicker than usual because I want the marbling to stay. Now when you put the colour in and you don't quite stir it in properly, you just let it marble. If you make it quite runny, then the marbling doesn't stay put, which is great if you want to do like a good overall solid colour. But in this case, I want it to be that little bit thicker. And that's the nice thing with these Just Add Water ones. You've got that little bit of leeway to make it a little bit thicker or a little bit thinner. That's probably about the recommended, actually. Just making sure there's no lumps in there. It mixes really easily. There we are, lovely and smooth. And now for the colour, which I'm hoping hasn't clogged up, which it has. Okay, that's way more pigment than I intended to put in. I squeezed the bottle too hard and that happened. Anyway, we're going to do this and we're going to pour. Just pouring it from the centre. And before I get this filled up, I'm just going to have a little look around the sides, see if I can see any bubbles. Tap it a little bit. This is the beauty of it, that the mould's being transparent. Well, translucent. Yeah, it all looks pretty good to me. We might get bubbles stuck under this lip. I don't know. Don't actually know if you need to fill it up that far, to be honest, but we'll see. And now for the lid. And I think with the lid, this might end up being the top. Looking at the design. We shall see. And I might need a bit more mixed up to finish that. Which, of course, because I'm mixing it in the same pot, I will end up with just a solid lilac. Isn't that pretty? And I need to drizzle that around and kind of mix it in. Demold time. This stuff kills so quickly, and also I'm out in the sun in the garden, so awesome. Looks like I should have paid a bit more attention to those edges, but never mind. And I think this is the bottom, so I needn't have actually filled it up so much either. However, if you're going to stack them, I think if you're going to make a load and stack them all up, then you probably do need to make them stack. Right, here we go. Looks like the marbling has held. Oh, it is pretty. Oh, there we are. Yeah, I've got a little bit of over pour there to deal with. Yeah, I'll get that off in a minute. I'm not doing these to stack anyway, but you can see how they would, because that will then fit into the top of the next one and so on. Right, this one I've only just re-poured. It was a bit of a mess, so I've re-poured it. So we'll be back to that in a moment. Okay, demolded. Look, and does it fit? Indeed it does. So I think this might be a whole separate video, because you can see, because of the shape of the bottom there, how well it would stack all the way up. That fits really nice. That's lovely. I like it. Except that bit I messed up there. What I'm imagining is doing like a complete colour gradient or a rainbow or something. So, verdicts on the latest box of goodies from Resin Mold Box. Obviously, I haven't made all of the pieces from the set, but there's just so much in that box. There's no way I'm going to get it all in one video. I might set myself a challenge of doing that sometime. But love the rocks. That would be really nice in an eco casting powder as well, wouldn't it? Absolutely adore the owls. Definitely keeping those moulds for me and the makes, probably. Aren't they great? Don't forget the shimmery powders are the Tiny Turner ones, and the colour in the eco casting powder was a Homeware Design ones. I don't have discount codes for you for those, but I will put you the link. And the moon, what can I say? Look at the shimmer on that. But it's the mould we're meant to be looking at, and isn't the mould gorgeous? And it's really easy to paint because to put the stars and things in, because it's so detailed. Yeah, there's a lot of depth to the pattern in it. So that is going to have a little night light in it, and I think it's going to live on my landing. So if you like this video, I'll put you the link up here to the rest of my resin craft playlist so that you can have a good old binge watch, because there's now over 700 videos largely about resin craft on my channel. Take care all, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye!